And since people are dragging me for supposedly being on the list, which is no fault of mine, by the way.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to bring up the fact.
It looks like Whoopi Goldberg is fighting dirty. After getting suspended from The View and facing major backlash over her name reportedly appearing in the Jeffrey Epstein files, she didn't apologize and she didn't lawyer up. Instead, she flipped the entire table. Now she's claiming that Beyonce wasn't just loosely connected to the situation, but that she was allegedly running it, blackmailing celebrities, controlling narratives, and sitting on material that could destroy careers overnight. And here's the part that makes the story even more shocking. According to Whoopi, she has proof. Not rumors, not speculation, not just internet gossip, but actual tapes. Suddenly, a lot of strange moments in the entertainment industry start to look different. Award show speeches that once seemed overly emotional. Careers that mysteriously disappeared. Lawsuits that vanished in less than 48 hours. Even projects involving Beyonce's friends that appeared to flop on paper somehow kept moving forward, despite numbers that never quite added up. And if that wasn't messy enough, the situation allegedly connects names already involved in the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, with whispers now linking back to Diddy as well. So the big question is this: is Whoopi Goldberg exposing a hidden power structure in Hollywood, or is she simply trying to distract people from the fact that her own name appeared in the Epstein files? Let's break it down, because right now, it looks like Whoopi didn't come to play. She seems determined to take everyone down with her. She was recently suspended from her job on The View after her name surfaced in connection with the Epstein files. What makes the situation even more complicated is that, not long ago, she and the other hosts on The View had plenty to say about the people connected to the Epstein list. In fact, they openly challenged the Department of Justice to release the full, unredacted list.
Bottom line is this: release the damn files and release them now. Release everything.
If this does not implicate Donald Trump, why wouldn't you say release everything? They absolutely have to show us what they're all hiding. If there's nothing to hide, release it all.
But all of that information is out there. Why not just put it to rest and say, release the list?
Because, they should just say, listen, this is what it is.
That was enough to make fans start digging. And surprise, her name was indeed on the files. Suddenly, her denial started to make a lot more sense. It almost looked like she was trying to do some damage control before fans could connect the dots. In one of the documents, it was revealed that she had allegedly requested to use Jeffrey Epstein's plane to fly from the United States to Monaco. According to the paperwork, the company handling her travel and accommodations decided not to go the usual charter route. Instead, they arranged for a private jet, but here's where things get strange. The plans they originally made had apparently fallen through, and the only option left on the table was Epstein's plane. For many fans, that explanation just didn't add up. One thing about Hollywood is that there's never a shortage of private jets available for hire. So the question quickly became, why Epstein's plane? And the timing made it even more suspicious. This allegedly happened in 2013, years after Epstein had already been charged in 2006 over disturbing allegations involving minors. By that point, a lot of people in powerful circles already knew about the controversy surrounding him, but according to critics, that didn't seem to stop many people in Hollywood from continuing to associate with him. Whoopi later addressed the situation on The View, where she tried to defend herself. She claimed that people were taking the situation out of context and insisted that she never actually ended up taking the flight on Epstein's plane.
There was a fake list.
Yeah.
And I'm on it.
So you were on the island?
I was apparently, I don't know. They said I was on the island. They said, I'm like, I don't go anywhere.
If the story was about a bus,
Maybe, but it's like, so I'm just gonna say, and there's been a lot of stuff recently. I don't know what I've done to anybody, but apparently there are a lot of these kind of sites that are, what do you call
But that explanation didn't help much. Not only did she get suspended, and possibly even face the risk of being fired from The View, she also started getting dragged all over social media. So, to nobody's surprise, she's finally starting to fight back. And when she says she's fighting back, she's doing it in a very aggressive way. Her strategy doesn't seem to be just about clearing her own name. Instead, it looks like she's trying to throw someone else under the bus, and that person is allegedly Beyonce now. As messy as this sounds, some people think it's actually a smart move. Beyonce is one of the biggest and most powerful names in the entertainment industry. By bringing up Beyonce's alleged connections to Epstein, Whoopi could shift the attention away from herself and place the spotlight on someone even bigger. But wait, because according to Whoopi, the story goes even deeper than just claiming Beyonce was friends with Epstein. She suggests that Beyonce may have played a much more active role for years. There has been a popular narrative online that Jay-Z controls Beyonce and that Beyonce is simply an innocent figure in the industry. But Whoopi is reportedly calling that narrative nonsense. According to her claims, she allegedly has evidence suggesting that Beyonce was involved in blackmailing celebrities connected to the Epstein circle. And this is where things start to get even more interesting. Fans have often pointed out how many celebrities seem to go out of their way to show extreme respect toward Beyonce. Don't get it wrong, she is undeniably an icon in her own right. But some people have noticed how unusual it can seem at times. It almost feels like certain celebrities have to apologize whenever they win an award in a category where Beyonce is nominated. One moment that people often bring up is when Adele won a Grammy and ended up dedicating much of her acceptance speech to Beyonce, almost making the moment about her instead of celebrating her own win.
People are trying to turn me into, I wasn't his girlfriend, I wasn't his friend.
You were too old for him.
I was not only too old, but it was at a time, where this is just not. You used to have facts before you said stuff.
But Trump is on the list 38,000 times.
Well, I can't speak to him, but I'm speaking about me because I'm getting dragged. People actually believe that I was with him. It's like, honey, come on.
Fans also pointed out that those tears seemed less like tears of joy or admiration and more like tears of fear. Over the years, some insiders have even claimed that moments like these are driven more by pressure and intimidation than genuine respect. And this isn't the first time people have made accusations like that. Many fans still remember when one of Beyonce's former bodyguards allegedly spoke out and claimed that she had the power to end careers in the industry. One example that frequently comes up in these discussions is the situation involving singer Carrie Hilson. According to long-running rumors, her career took a major hit after she was perceived to have taken shots at Beyonce in one of her songs. From that point on, fans noticed that Hilson seemed to slowly disappear from the mainstream spotlight. Because of moments like this, some critics believe that Beyonce's influence in the industry might be stronger than people realize. However, it's important to note that many of these claims are based on speculation, rumors, and fan theories rather than confirmed facts. Still, the conversation continues to circulate online, especially whenever controversies involving major celebrities start trending again.
I can't possibly accept this award, and I'm very humbled and I'm very grateful and gracious, but my artist of my life is Beyonce, and this album for me, the Lemonade album, was just so monumental. Beyonce, it was so monumental.
Interestingly, that bodyguard reportedly passed away under mysterious circumstances not long after sharing some of the more disturbing claims about Beyonce and Jay-Z now. According to Whoopi's alleged claims, the situation supposedly goes much deeper than anyone originally thought. She is now suggesting that Beyonce wasn't just loosely connected to certain circles but may have been actively involved behind the scenes. According to these allegations, Beyonce supposedly has recordings involving powerful celebrities and uses those tapes to keep people in line. And according to Whoopi, this isn't something that started recently. She claims it has been happening for years. The story gets even more complicated when another allegation enters the picture. Whoopi reportedly claims that Beyonce has also blackmailed individuals connected to the Diddy investigations. What raised eyebrows for some observers was the fact that, at one point, Beyonce's name briefly appeared in a lawsuit but was removed extremely quickly, reportedly in less than 2 business days. That lawsuit was filed by a man named Joseph Manzaro. In his complaint, he alleged that he had been drugged, transported against his will, and seriously harmed as part of what he described as a coercive and organized criminal operation, according to his claims. The incident allegedly began in April 2015. He said he lost consciousness shortly after opening the front door of his home and noticing a greasy substance on the handle that he described as resembling Vaseline. He further alleged that he was then transported to another residence. Manzaro claimed that an associate connected to Sean Diddy Combs told him that the music mogul wanted him brought to a so-called freak-off event. When he later regained consciousness, he said he found himself in the middle of a party that was already underway. The lawsuit alleged that Jay-Z and Beyonce Knowles Carter were present in one of the rooms. According to the complaint, when Beyonce allegedly saw him, she reportedly asked what was going on and why a half-naked man was standing in front of her. Now, again, these are allegations contained in a legal complaint, and being named in a lawsuit does not prove wrongdoing. Still, the claims added another layer to an already messy situation. But according to Whoopi's alleged narrative, the story goes even further. She now claims that some of Beyonce's business ventures may have been used as fronts to allegedly move or clean money connected to these supposed blackmail operations. And this is where fans online started connecting dots. Some pointed to Beyonce's past business ventures that struggled financially but continued operating for years. One example people bring up is House of Duran, the fashion brand Beyonce launched with her mother. After the initial hype faded, many observers believed the brand wasn't selling particularly well, yet it continued operating for some time. Another example frequently mentioned is the Ivy Park partnership with Adidas. Reports from the Wall Street Journal noted that Ivy Park sales dropped significantly, by more than 50%, bringing in around $40 million in 2022. While that might sound like a large amount, it was reportedly far below Adidas' internal projection of around $250 million for that year. That gap led to speculation online, with some critics claiming the brand was underperforming despite continued releases. Whoopi's alleged claims go even further. She reportedly argues that the real sales numbers may have been even lower and that much of the visibility came from celebrities receiving promotional packages rather than from regular customers actually purchasing the products. According to that theory, the business supposedly served as a convenient front to move money connected to alleged blackmail activities involving powerful celebrities. Again, these are unproven allegations and remain part of ongoing speculation circulating online. But the story doesn't stop there, because now, Whoopi is reportedly claiming that she possesses a tape that could supposedly prove Beyonce's involvement in some of these behind-the-scenes activities. And this brings up another strange moment that people online started discussing again. Some may remember when a lawyer named Ariel Mitchell-Kidd claimed that she had been contacted by a potential client who wanted help brokering the sale of a tape featuring one of the most prominent celebrities in the industry. According to Mitchell-Kidd, the footage allegedly showed the celebrity in a private situation, and she claimed the person on the tape appeared to be unaware that they were even being filmed.
Beyonce, how you guys ended Carrie Hilson's career because she said something about you. That's how hateful you guys are. How you step on anybody to stay on the top.
Word on the street is that Whoopi may actually have the tape because she allegedly bought it as a form of collateral. While there's no clear evidence that Beyonce ever tried to blackmail her, some people believe Whoopi obtained the recording as a way to protect herself just in case Beyonce ever decided to turn her attention toward her. But now, it looks like that same tape could be used for a very different purpose. Instead of simply protecting herself, Whoopi may be using it to throw Beyonce under the bus and shift the spotlight away from her own name being linked to the Epstein files, If even a small part of this story turns out to be true, then the situation is far messier than anyone expected. And the wildest part is that Whoopi doesn't seem to be finished talking yet. According to insiders and online chatter, she may still have more to reveal. Something tells me this situation is far from over, and if the rumors are anything to go by, it might only get even messier from here.